from the West Coast to the East Coast and everything in between, folks. You're live with the Godfather of West Coast hip hop and my man, fellow Gemini. We call him Dusty Vision. What's up, Dusty One?
What up, my man? Can you hear me? No, I can't hear myself.
Fine.
Damn, man. What the hell now? Hello? Oh,
I got you. I got you.
Hold on, Playboy.
I got you.
Just disconnect my mixer and see if that does anything.
You got it? I can hear you. I hear you fine.
Okay. All right. We'll have to make it work. We got it. It's just on my end. I couldn't hear you.
All right.
Cool. I think we're good.
All right, Doc.
What can go wrong will go wrong, yeah?
You know, that's what keeps it going live, exciting shit. When shit might fuck up any minute. You got to be on your toes.
For real. Yeah, man. All right, so we hit record. Everything's good. Let's do this. Yeah, so LA broke a record, and it's not a record that we should be proud of, but we have officially surpassed Chicago in gun violence. Shootings have increased with 600 plus as of today, and 350 homicides in the past 6 months. And my thing is, if they keep it up, Biden's going to drop another 94 crime bill on that ass.
You know, that was a big problem we had in 94. And I don't even know why the violence is jumping off the way it is, man. Maybe folks are just bored. They got nothing else to do. Watching too much Grand Theft Auto. I don't know, man. I don't know, dude. Every time I wake up yesterday, I woke up yesterday morning, brother riding his bike in Compton, 2 o'clock in the morning, somebody killed him. Okay. Don't know what the brother could do at 2 o'clock in the morning. Maybe he did something beforehand, but nonetheless, he's still dead. And you wake up every morning, you got the same news cycle. Somebody shot here, somebody shot. And what's really crazy, man, I'm seeing more and more people being shot in the valley. Okay. And now the valley is still technically Los Angeles. The valley is still technically Los Angeles. So when you hear about people getting shot in Van Nuys or whatever the case may be, that's still LA. Pacoima, that's still LA.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all the same, man. It's, so LA is a big city, but that's still that's a big number when it comes to homicides, Doc. And that's no.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we'll trip out on this, Lonzo. Last year, if my numbers are correct, or maybe it was 2019, one or the other, within the past 2 years, we were only like 400 for the whole year.
For the whole year.
For the whole year, and we're damn near at 400 murders in halfway through the month, man. Halfway through the year.
That's a lot of dead bodies, man. And again, to my knowledge, there's no gang war going on, but there's always a gang war going on. It may not get publicized, it may not be popular, but there's still always some activity. I can't explain it, man, but I know for sure from life experience, if it keeps up, well, here's the crazy part. Here's the crazy part. It all depends on who's dying too, man. All depends on who's dying. If his brother's dying, might not be that bad. It might not change a whole lot, okay? Other people start dying, things will change. Depending on where they dying at. Okay, they died in certain neighborhoods, things have changed. They died in other neighborhoods, things might not change.
Yeah.
It's not about sometimes it's not a matter of prevention, it's just a matter of picking up the pieces and doing the paperwork. And that's the cold part about this.
Yeah. And try calling 911. Try calling 911 and get in a police officer.
I had a conversation with a buddy of mine the other day. I'm about to get in trouble. I'm going to say it any goddamn way. I'm an old motherfucker. I can say what I want to say. As progress comes to the community, in some ways, gentrification ain't going to be all bad. That's the cold part about this. In some ways, gentrification ain't going to be all bad. Because one thing about it, when certain people move into the community, the police are going to respond faster and differently. The police will respond faster and differently. They'll come with a smile on their face and not with their guns, hands on their guns. They're going to come faster because they know some people will respond to them a different way. When there's a situation that needs some witnesses, certain people are going to testify. They'll point your ass out. That was him. Go to court. That was him. Okay? They know their effort.
That's true.
Said, man, they know their efforts will not go in vain because we know we'll see something and we don't see nothing. So we just call them just to get them off of for the time being, and then to keep on going. Somebody else will get shot. Somebody else will come up dead, whatever the case may be. And it's really a sad situation, but it's reality of where we are. And like I said before, as gentrification takes place, those people who stay here, you'll see a big difference in the services. You're going to see a big difference in the grocery stores. You're going to see a big difference in a whole lot of stuff. Okay?
Man.
If you can afford to stay here.
Yeah, if you want to, yeah.
If you can afford to stay here.
Man, I tell you, man, I never thought I'd leave LA, but I'm telling you, over the past couple of years, other places are looking really attractive right now.
Huh?
I said I never thought I'd be one to leave LA, but as I get older, a lot of places are starting to look way more attractive to me now outside of Los Angeles.
Yeah,
you know?
a lot of places are very attractive till you get around the summertime, like right now. Vegas has always been attractive till I talked to my buddy who's 115.
Facts. Or you're in Austin, Texas, and there's bugs the size of baseballs.
Bugs got cars. Okay, they don't even fly, they drive. Okay. Talk to my boy in Atlanta. He say it's 92 degrees with 88% humidity.
Ooh.
Which means you walk in living in a sauna. Okay.
Ooh.
Okay. So all these places are very attractive when it comes to the amount of land that you can acquire, the style of house you can get, maybe even your house note. But when it comes to the temperature and the comfort, you ain't gonna be Southern California.
You know what? That's true. Yeah, that's true. I need to be by beach.
California, and that's why
I need that beach breeze.
Huh?
I need that beach breeze.
Yeah, I mean, right now I have an air conditioner on in my studio, but and that's only because I don't want you to hear the dog barking in the background. But if I open my door, I got a nice little breeze coming through my studio right now. Okay. Yeah. Up until the time for the studio, I had a meeting on my deck outside. Okay. I had lunch on my deck outside. All right. So you can't do that right now in Vegas unless you just want to melt. You better not take off your shoes. They say the concrete in Vegas right now is 142 degrees.
God damn.
You walking on blisters, baby. Pull off your shoes. You got blisters coming. You got blisters coming instantly. Okay? So, yeah. And here's the part that that the brothers need to understand, and some other folks need to understand also. You need to chill out. Because as just like they did in so many other places, they'll come through here and start doing a sweep, come up with a new law that you ain't understanding, and everything that you thought was cool go out the window, and you'll find yourself in one of them hot ass jails someplace cross country that anybody in the town look like you, but you in a jail full of brothers looking like you. So you might want to think about what you're doing because it's real. It's happened before. This ain't like it never happened before. That's how we got that first crime bill. Yeah. All right.
Yeah. And like I said, as a 43-year-old property owner, taxpayer, legal citizen, if something like that showed up on my ballot, I would probably vote yes for it.
Dude, and that's the problem I answer that's the problem. That's the scenario that we face with, when you have property, when you got to invest, you just can't pull up things, man. You just can't pop up out of here and sell your house, change job. You got too much invested in your community.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's real hard to just pop up, pull up stakes, go someplace else and get reestablished. Yes, people work at home every day, but your job might not be one of them jobs. I don't know what you do for a living, but it might not be that kind of situation. I'm very comfortable working in my studio. I can work pretty much anywhere in the country, but I like my studio. I'd hate to have to move all this shit out of this place, man. Oh, dang.
Yeah.
I'd hate to move all this stuff out of here, man. But if I had to, I would. But I would hate to have to do it. It would take me days just to unbolt shit. Okay? Just to, I'd have to get one of them damn a 40-foot trailer in front of my house just to pack up the studio. I ain't talking to the house yet, but the studio. It would take two trailers at least to move the studio my under garage in the garage because I got so much stuff I've accumulated over the years. And I'm not bragging. I'm just saying, you know, I'm a hoarder. I got 3 fucking hair trimmers. Go ahead, Doc.
Yeah. Well, let's talk something that was kind of trending this past week or so. Nipsey Hussle is getting a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and rightfully so, in my opinion. But people online are now posing the question, why doesn't EasyE have a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame? In your opinion, does Easy deserve a star?
Yes, he does. I was asked that question today, man. Somebody asked me that question just a few minutes ago.
Oh, wow.
Why doesn't Easy have a star on the Walk of Fame? Things like that, somebody has to be brought to the committee. And when the committee, somebody bring it to the committee, it gets voted on, somebody want to pay for it, it can happen. Cube got one. Snoop got one. I don't think Dre. Does Dre have one?
I don't know, but he should if he does.
I don't think he does. He my trusty assistant over here said he don't have one. But Dre should have one. The whole N.W.A. crew should have one.
Mm-hmm. And here's what people don't understand about the Hollywood Walk of Fame. The people actually pay for the star. If someone is a sponsor or something like that, you know that the person comes out of their pocket and pays for their actual star. So I mean, I don't know if it's that much of a special thing if you're kind of paying for it, but that's the case behind the scenes for everybody out there who doesn't know. Yeah,
it's another trophy, man. It's another trophy that you know, it's another trophy. It's another type of trophy that people aspire to have. When you walk down Hollywood Boulevard, I was down there last Friday. You could look down and see, oh, there goes so and so, there goes so and so, there goes so and so. You know, it's cool. I mean, if you can get one, I'd like to have one. If I can get one, I'd like to have one, just for the hell of it. Probably never happened. But you know.
Compton Walk of Fame. You've talked about that. That's what we need.
What we got in the chat room, Doc?
Let's see, man. Let's see. What up, Bruce Leroy? What up, Lonzo? All the way from Cleveland, Ohio. Shout out to Cleveland. Derek Mallory out of St. Paul, Minneapolis, Twin Cities. Rashard says, what up, y'all? Got my book, comic book and audio book. Gonna dive into the stories this weekend. Thank you so much, Rashard. And we had a little glitch in the first show before we got started, but Alonzo and I wanted to thank you guys for joining us.
I'm losing you. You're not clearing the mic. You're talking away from
the mic's not even on. It's not even on. Yeah. Can you hear me now? You know what? Maybe it's my dogs. Hold on. They're barking in the background. Hold on. Let me close my window. There you go. Exactly when I start. Is that better?
Yeah, a little bit better.
Okay, cool. Sorry about that, man. Yeah, we want to thank everybody. We didn't get a chance to because we had a glitch earlier, but we want to thank everybody for joining us last week for the book signing.
You're going in and out, Doc.
Yeah, I'm not doing anything.
You went out. Earlier you were fine. Then,
yeah.
But you go in and out.
Yeah, then this isn't even on, so.
I think it is. Is it plugged up?
Nah, I mean, my mixer's off, so it can't be plugged up. Does that sound better?
You were talking to the mic. It sounded like you were doing better.
Yeah, that's weird. Yeah, I was just doing it out of habit, actually. It's not even on. But that's crazy. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you, but it's a little low.
Damn, yeah, that's how it was with you earlier.
Now, right there, when you said right there, you're good.
Okay.
Right there, you're good.
Okay, I'll try not to move too much.
Yeah.
All right, cool. But we just want to thank everybody for joining us for the book signing last week. It was really dope, and it was a good way for Alonzo to celebrate his birthday.
Huh?
Yes, you can't even hear me.
A great way to celebrate your birthday, man. I appreciate it. Everybody, it qualifies for a nice little donation from the Lyrical Revolution. Also, it was fun, man. It was fun. I still get sales from the video posting, and it was really cool. And my boy that Rock, somebody sent me an email this morning. Hold on, let me find this email, man. Because this brother sent me an email. He bought a book today. Sent me an email first thing this morning. And what is his name? Gabe Rock. Okay. Yeah. Gabe Rock sent me a long email. Good looking out, Doc. It took him a little while to put that together. I understand everything you were saying, man. I appreciate your support. Your book will go out tomorrow. I've been kind of busy today. But yes, thank you very much, Gabe. Gabe Rock, much love to you, Doc.
Yeah, man. Thank you guys all for purchasing that book. shout out to DJ Domino. I saw him Saturday, but he was just running back and forth. And every time I tried to catch up with him, he was talking to somebody else, and he was in and out the door. He was doing his DJ thing, but he rocked the house the other night at the party, huh?
Yeah, Domino did some MCing the other night, man. Him and Arabian played together. Yeah, he played with he did EMC with Arabian Prince, and they set it off, man. I did my thing, they did their thing, everybody did their thing, and it made for a good, solid party, man. In fact, the party was so good, I'll be back every Saturday night, folks.
Nice.
I'm back in the club business, folks. Back in the club business.
That's beautiful, man.
Just
Hell
yeah. You are out, they pull you back in.
And that place,
people that know me know my first love and to come to hip hop is a DJ. Mm-hmm. I'm not a great rapper. I can. I'm not a show DJ. I'm a house party DJ. I'm gonna make you party. I'm gonna make you sweat. Make you have a good time. Make you think. Make you sing. Make you dance. I don't do exhibitions. Don't do that. I do house party. I do party group. That's why for an older crowd, they love me because I know the music that they love. And a lot of DJs too do too. But I talk shit that most cats don't do. Most cats don't have jokes like I do. I got jokes for your ass. Okay. That's what I get my comedian though when I in between my sets, in between my mixes. So yeah, that's what I do. So yeah, man, I'm looking to rock the club, rock the French Quarters on the front every Saturday night. Probably starting in July, man.
Man, that's cool. I'm glad to hear that, Lonzo. Good shit. I'm gonna have to come in every once in a while. Now, let's talk about something else that I found interesting. Detroit rapper Big Homie was charged after flashing illegal guns on Instagram Live, and one of the guns is linked to 7 different shootings. Now, my question to you is,
he got charged for flashing a gun on Instagram Live, and one of the guns was involved in 7 different shootings.
Yep. Mm-hmm. See ya.
No, why you do that? Why you do that? Why is that so important? I'll never understand that, man. I'll never understand why it's so important to flash guns on Instagram Live, knowing the feds and police monitor Instagram Live like they do like a stop sign, like a schoolyard. There. Now you got some attention, all right. You got some attention. Got the attention of the police, and they're gonna do their best to try and pin one of them shootings on you. Mm-hmm. And depending on what the outcome, any of them shootings resulted in a murder or attempted murder, either gonna become a victim or a snitch, one or two. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Either you're gonna become a victim of the system, or you're gonna become a snitch. Where you get the gun from? I don't know. Well, far they know it's your gun. Anybody. It's your gun. I caught you with it. Everything happened to this gun, you're responsible for it. Okay? Unless that gun was reported stolen at some point in time, and even with the reported stolen, they still gonna try to hang you with the shit or put enough pressure on your ass where you're gonna start talking, making up shit. You're gonna start making up shit. Okay, Popeye, Mickey Mouse, and Donald Duck shot them people. I wasn't even nowhere around. It was goofy. It was wimpy. You'll make up some shit. Okay? Or start talking. And that's how this is how you get caught up in shit that you don't have to be caught up in, man. You caught up in some shit you don't have to be in. You chose to be in that shit by flashing them guns at that point in time. You don't have to have that problem, but you made a problem for yourself. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, I know you've seen those music videos where there's a bunch of dudes pointing their guns at the camera, while they're recording their music video. How scary of a job is it to be that video camera guy with all those guns pointed at you?
I wouldn't want to be in the video nowhere near where guys got a bunch of guns like that. I'm gonna tell you a true story. One of my buddies is a lawyer. He was telling me he just got back from San Bernardino. He had to go to the court for a young man who was at a music video. At the music video, somebody brought a bunch of guns. It was supposed to be BB guns. Well, somebody brought a real gun to the set. And the young guy was playing with his gun, waving it around. He waved the gun in the young lady's face, and the lady slapped the gun out of his face, out of his hand, and the gun went off and blew her head off. True story. Blew her head off. She was 17 years old, dead, fell dead right there. He panicked, took off running. Everybody took off running. The gun allegedly was brought by an OG, but the youngster who was 15 wouldn't tell who brought the gun. So guess who got the beef? The man saw the beef. He did.
Damn, man.
So this is the problem you have when you are perpetrating and not knowing what you're doing. I mean, it was an accident because the gun was loaded. If somebody died, ain't no accidents like that. Okay, waving the gun around, slap the gun go off, bam, young lady has no head.
God damn, man.
True
That's
story.
crazy. That's crazy.
True story.
Yeah.
So when you see these kind of situations, man, it makes you not want to be involved in that kind of stuff because too much stuff can go wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to be involved in a lot of stuff. I have people, even to this day, like they'll call me. I have friends, who still out doing dumb shit or whatever. People in my life, and they'll call me and start talking to me about shit they do. I'll be like, don't stop right there. I don't know if the feds are video recording it. Like, stop right there. I don't care I don't care about any of that. Let's talk about the park that we were doing this Saturday.
Dude, I've had guys come. I was at the club. I heard all kind of who shot John. Now I don't want to hear nothing. Don't tell me. I don't want to know nothing. I didn't want to be in your business. If you did that, I don't want to know nothing about it, man. Because if you get out, I don't want to be one of the people that you can say, "Oh, I told Lonzo." Don't tell Lonzo shit. Okay. If I didn't participate, I don't need to know about it. Don't try to impress me with your doing your badass shit and get me caught up in your bullshit. Okay.
Yeah.
That's the big problem. You're trying to impress somebody. All of a sudden, next thing you know, this person is caught up in your shit, and now you got to watch your back because he done told somebody. You done told somebody what you did. Now if it's the court, whatever. Nah, man.
Yeah. I ain't trying to get subpoenaed over you telling me that you shot somebody 3 weeks ago.
I had a situation at the club one time. Some guys got to fighting, and they wanted to kill a dude. I'm like, dude, I got cameras everywhere. You can't kill him over here, okay? And I don't have control over the recorder, okay? All you're gonna do is record yourself shooting somebody and want me to try and work a miracle to save your ass. Don't do it. It ain't worth the hassle. Man, big homie, you right. You big homie, you right. Get the fuck out of here with that shit.
Yeah. No, thank you. Well, let's move on to a few things that we didn't get to in the chat over the past couple of weeks because it's been a busy couple of weeks for us. But we talked briefly about Dr. Dre's surgeon outfit last week, and you said that was all him, that he did his own thing. We got a question saying, so fast forward 1992, I think they mean a little bit later, and you see Dre rocking Chicago White Sox hats, khakis, and Levi's. What did you think?
I didn't really think much about it, man. I saw them change their styles up. I didn't really care one way or another. It didn't seem like a natural transition from what we were to what they became. It seemed like he was missing something, but he was entitled to wear whatever he wanted to wear, man. It got him paid. He felt it was work. It was the thing to do. More power to him, dude.
Yeah. And you said you never thought he'd be a billionaire, right?
Never thought he'd be a billionaire. No way.
I mean, I guess who does think that? But yeah,
dude, think about this. We're just not really hearing about billionaires in the past 20 years. Billionaires were not a real. You heard there were possible billionaires, but $1 billion was not a real big factor 20 years ago.
Right.
Hundreds of millions, and some companies had billions. Well, you got guys like Jeff Bezos with Amazon and
Bill Gates.
Bill Gates. That's when the billions started becoming common knowledge. And then when the tech situations became so big, you got everybody getting bought for $1 billion. Okay, so $1 billion became when shit went global. That's when the billions became a factor. So in my era, billions wasn't even an issue. You was glad to get a couple of million. Okay, you was glad to get a couple million. So when you to hear somebody talk about a billionaire, it's like wow. And then a black billionaire, then a broke black billionaire from Compton. Come on, man. talking about shaking the dice.
Yeah.
Talking about rolling double zero on the dice table 10 times in a row. You would never think that would happen, but it did. That's the equivalent of rolling double zero on a crap table, but a roulette table 10 times in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Any number on the crap table 10 times in a row. It won't happen. But this cat, he looked up, it happened for him, man. So, nah, man, I never saw that coming.
Mm. Let me ask you something, since you were so close to them. And this is hypothetical world. Let's say, back in the day, Lonzo had a chance to sign just one member of N.W.A, be it Ice Cube, be it Dr. Dre, be it EasyE, be it MC Ren. If you had a chance and you could just sign one member of N.W.A, who is Lonzo picking?
If I was going to sign one member of N.W.A to a record deal or a 360 deal?
You know what? I'll let you pick. That's a good one.
360 deal, I got to go with Dre, okay? Because if Dre had a 360 deal, a good chunk of that billion would go to whoever he was signed to.
Yeah.
Okay. If Dre had a 360 deal, a good chunk of that billion would go to whoever he was signed to. When it comes to a record deal, I'd have to go with Cube. Okay. Cube has been very consistent without Dre. Dre's been very successful. Cube has been successful also. Okay. Label deal, got to go with Dre again because he's launched more acts. He's had Eminem, 50 Cent, a few other acts. Okay. Writer deal, I'd have to go with DOC as the writer. Okay. All right. Yeah, that would be my get down for that particular situation.
Yeah, okay. I like those hypothetical things. Hip hop, I'm a hip hop nerd, obviously, and I've always been fascinated with, the contract side of things in hip hop and stuff like that. You guys were signed to CBS, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. What was a typical CBS contract like? Not trying to get in your pockets or anything, but what was a typical CBS contract like back in whatever?
They gave us $100,000.
Okay.
It was $100,000. They gave me a production deal. In that production deal, I had to produce the album, pay the lawyers. Thank God we didn't have a manager. We lost $20,000 up the top.
Mm-hmm.
Any studio time, any producers, any whatever, everything related to that project came out to $100,000.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, because I'm the type of businessman that I am, and I was taught by good record producers in the past, first thing I did was built a demo studio. So I never spent no money until my album was finished in the studio. My album was finished at my house. It was finished at my house and approved before I went to the studio. I'd already bought I had a 12-track studio at my house. I'd already bought my Oberheim stuff, my Oberheim equipment, and we spent about 2 weeks in my studio at my house, punching out, writing the songs, rehearsing the songs, everything. And I took a cassette to Larkin Arnold, who was our executive producer, and Larkin thought we had been to the studio already. He said, "Okay, fine, man. Y'all good." And I said, "This ain't it, dude." So somebody's in the studio
okay.
Scared me for a minute. Anyway, he thought it was high bias cassette, and sonically we were good, but we weren't finished yet. So once he gave us the approval, gave us the PO, went to the studio and took everything exactly the way we did it at my house and put it on a 2-inch reel and dropped the Simply code, major tracks, did the vocals. We was in the studio about 2 weeks at the most with everything. And we got back to Larkin a couple of weeks later for the rest of our money. We'd only spent, even with the lawyer, after they paid my lawyer and the studio time, we still were entitled to $79,000. Okay. We still had $79,000 coming, and we were still about $5,000, 4,800 short. So technically, we should have got about 83,000, which means we only spent 17,000 to make the album.
Yeah.
I mean, when I went to my first album, I didn't know that everything you could PO everything. What I mean by PO was purchase order. Okay, I didn't know about purchase orders. All I knew is I made my first album. I had to go buy tape. So what I do? I would buy some tape. I bought some tape. Okay. And then they said, man, why you buy tape? You could have PO'd the tape. I didn't know. And I was buying food. Why you didn't PO the food? I didn't know. So I didn't realize that halfway through the album that all I had to do was make a purchase order, and they bought everything for me. So even that, I think I might have spent about $3,000 of my own money before I realized, shit, I can write a purchase order for it. It come out the budget, and I ain't got to worry about it no more. But yeah, by the time we got through, we was entitled about $83,000, and they told us we made so much money on the album to go promote it ourselves.
Damn.
No, I'm not using that recoupable money to promote your album. Yes, it's my album, but you're gonna get most of the money back. You're gonna get all your money back before I see a dime. So you're gonna charge double. No, you're gonna double charge me. You want me to promote the album that you just gave me money to make, that you're gonna hold, that you're gonna make me pay you back to promote something that you're gonna make the lion's share of. Made no sense. They tried it, but I wasn't going for it.
Now was Turn Off the Lights, was that pre-CBS?
That was post CBS.
Okay, post CBS. Okay.
Yeah.
So before CBS, you were doing everything independently, right?
Before CBS, we had Surgery. That was, I mean, Lovers.
That was a big hit.
That was our big hit. We had Lovers. That's what got us the attention. Was Lovers. I'm sitting on the edge of this bench, it's hurting my ass. So I got to keep moving.
Okay, Lovers and Surgery. Okay, that's right. So as an independent artist, and once again, not to get into your pockets, but I just love hearing these type of stories, and I'm curious, how much percentage or how much money would you make off of a Lovers single?
As an independent?
Yeah.
If we were selling back then, all we had was cassettes and 12-inch cassettes and albums. Cassettes were like $6, and album was about $9.95 retail. If I sold an album for $7 or $6, I made $5.
That's a masterpiece shit.
Yeah, I'd make $5. If I sold a cassette for $5, I'd make $4.
Okay.
So that was as an independent label, that was great money. And my manager at the time begged me not to go to CBS. Please, 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 please don't do it. Please don't do it. And when you got other people, you're responsible for other people, sometimes your decisions, you got to think about them as well. I already had a house, car. I was pretty much established. My guys weren't, so I had to go with the numbers and with the CBS.
Okay. So you release Surgery and Juice, and how do you get it out there? Like, are you taking it to swap meets? Like, how are you getting all of these albums out there? Are you taking them to swap meets? Like, what's that process to get your album out there?
I drove everywhere. I mean, you forget that I worked for a record distributing company before I was independent. That's the part
right, yeah,
that makes me the godfather, because I'd already done the preliminary footwork for street distribution. There were other guys doing it. Duffy did it, Cletus did it, but I knew all these guys. But I was one of the first ones to do it for hip hop with his own label, and that changed a whole lot. That made a big difference when it came to hip hop, because now I'm running the streets with my own product. I had my bootlegs. I already created a situation with the bootlegs. I started doing Slice, Surgery, Juice, and the album. So now I'm well respected in the retail community. I was already known in the retail community for being a salesman, but now I'm respected for being a label owner and an artist. And an artist. So that changed. That made people look at me a whole lot different. They look at the album cover. Wait a minute, bro. Who label you on? It's my label. Who is that? That's you on the cover? I said, yeah. Damn, dude. I mean, that's the kind of I didn't think nothing about it.
Yeah.
That was a cold move at that time. That move, what I did on Crew Cut set the tone for Rudy Pardee. EasyE already had his label, but he didn't have an album out yet. I had the first hip hop album on the West Coast. EasyE had his own album. He had a 12-inch out. Rudy Pardee did it. Unknown did it. EasyE did it. It became the standard to own your own label, be in the group, and own your own label. And even now I think about it, people in New York even did the same thing. But before then, nobody, Run DMC did not own Def Jam. Russell owned Def Jams.
Right.
Okay. LL Cool J didn't own Def Jams. Fat Boy didn't own Sutra. Sugar Hill Gang didn't own Sugar Hill Records. Okay. The first person to really do that was Lonzo. Lonzo got it from James Brown, though. Lonzo got it from not Jackie Wilson, the other brother.
So hold on, slow down real quick. When you say you got it from James Brown, he was doing what you were doing back 20 years prior or whatever?
Yeah, James Brown owned his own label back in the day. King Records.
What?
He owned King Records.
I never knew that.
Yeah. James Brown owned look on King Records, he got his picture on that motherfucker.
Never knew that. Oh my God, that makes him that much more.
Sam Cooke. Sam Cooke was the one preaching it. Sam Cooke was the one preaching that whole situation. People say that's what got him killed. Sam Cooke was preaching ownership back then. So you got to understand, I didn't have no hip hop cast to go to. I'm going to the old blues dudes.
Mm-hmm. My
club downstairs from Eve After Dark, under Eve After Dark, was a blues club. Okay? Doodles, old man Deucey Williams that owned Doodles, he had a blues label and a comedy label. So all these dudes were my mentors. So Duto Music Center, he owned Dutone Records. Okay? So I was bred by label owners. Okay? Deucey was a songwriter. James Brown was a performer. So these are the guys that I grew up under. You see what I'm saying? And I'm also watching Don Cornelius' The Soul Train. So I'm an MC. I want to be a label. Barry Gordy was the shit. See, all these factors is what I grew up on. Then the cat that really blew me away out of all of them was Lonnie Simmons, because I was the only one I ever seen in person. I never saw James Brown in person other than the concert. I never saw Barry Gordy. I saw Barry Gordy for the first time about 4 years ago at a book signing I was at a family event I went to. And they invited me to a book signing. But I never saw these guys, but I did see Lonnie Simmons. Lonnie Simmons was the owner of Total Experience Records. I'm at the Total Experience nightclub on Crenshaw. It burnt down a few months ago. And I see this relatively young brother jump out of a white Rolls Royce, clean as a chitlin on New Year's Eve, walking to the club. Everybody parted away, Mr. Simmons, Mr. Simmons, Mr. Simmons. And a few minutes later, they start playing the song, Oops, upside your head. See, oops, upside your head. I said, cold ass oops. It was grooving, right? And then they brought him upstairs on the stage. And they say, hey, man, this is a new song on my new label, Total Experience Records. It's the owner of the club, and it's also the owner of Total Experience Records. I'm like, what? He owned all that shit? He got a Rolls Royce?
Dope, yeah.
This is why I tell people it's so important, man, that you see positive images in the community. Okay? That was my gumbo of mentorship. James Brown, Don Cornelius, Lonnie Simmons, Barry Gordy, all that. Okay? And here's stories about Sam. I just said his name. Damn it, Jackie. Sam Cook.
Lonnie.
Huh?
Lonnie something.
Lonnie. Here's stories about different guys like that, man. You know, it made you realize you could do it. You could do this shit. And hip hop was so new. I'd already got into a field I never thought I would be in already. I mean, I can't sing. I'm not playing. I had piano lessons. I can't play no instruments. So for me to be in a music group in the first place was a phenomenon within itself, and to be able to make my own records. Once you figure out the mechanics of making a record, it's no big deal. You know, it's processes you have to go through. So all of a sudden, I got a label. I'm damn. I got a label. You know, and yeah, I'm an ego. I got an ego too. So being a boss at a club, now I'm a boss of a group. Now I'm a boss of a label. Goddamn right. So yeah, I did all that before I was 28 years old. So yes, dude, that's why I'm the godfather. I set the trail. I blazed the trail for all this shit. They was coming to me. Everybody came to me to get their records played. I had a relationship with K-Day. I had a relationship with Doodles. I had swap meets on lock. And once I realized all the swap meets, what I realized about the swap meets, all the swap meets buy together. All the swap meets buy together. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So if you get caught selling to one of the swap meets on the side, nobody will buy from you again. Nobody, they won't fuck with you. And the person in the swap meet collective that buys from you, they won't let him buy in no more. So we had to. I got caught up not knowing that's the rule, and I sold to one of the guys in the swap meet, and somebody found out about it, and it was a big stink, man. It was a major issue, and they were like, no, we don't buy for you no more. You sell to so and so, huh? What you mean? What I do? And that's what happened, dude. And I had to not go before the council. I had to go and get it straightened out with the main people, man. I had to go kiss the ring, shit. No bullshit. No bullshit.
Wow.
And see, the swap meets, because records are 100% returnable. Records, CDs, and cassettes are 100% returnable on all levels, independent, major, whatever. So if you don't know somebody, they won't just buy anybody's product. Okay, so easy want to get into the swap meet. Mr. Park called me up. Lonzo, you know, guy Eric. They don't say ours. I'm like, yeah.
Eric.
They don't say ours. Okay.
You crazy?
And, I said, yeah. He your friend? Yeah, he my friend. Okay. I buy from him. I don't know him. I'm taking your word. Okay. That's how shit went.
So I'm assuming by your accent, it's
Korean.
run by Asians.
Asians, yes.
Okay.
It's all Asian. Okay, all Koreans.
Yeah.
Okay? And once Mr. Park said it was cool, then he talked to Mr. Chang, and Mr. Wong, and Mr. wherever else, and then they buy from him. Then now he got his own relationship with. Once I co-signed for him, he could, if his records sell, he cool after that. But to start selling your records, they don't move that. You got to have somebody kind of speak up for you. Same thing with Greg Mack. Greg Mack wasn't touching that shit. He was cussing all over it.
Yeah.
So because I had the relationship, Greg, what we got to do to make it work? Do blah blah blah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, this we got to do easy. And they did it, and the chip blew up. But this is why this is my part that people that you don't get platinum records for. This is part that people have to play that you don't get Soul Train awards for.
Right.
The grinding part of the game that most people don't know nothing about. Okay. Drake didn't go out there with me. Cube didn't go out there with me. Yella used to do deliveries for me sometime, but that was not something that was done regularly. Now the Rhodium was different because Steve Young would come by the house, they go hang out with him at the Rhodium. The Rhodium was totally different, but Cletus, Kelvin, the VIP chains, the other chains that was around the city, that was mostly all my connections.
Yeah.
They eventually bought from them, but for the most part, everything pretty much came through me because everybody knew me from working at the record distributor.
Crazy, yo.
Yep.
Wow. Damn. So when you sell to a swap meet or to a VIP, how many are you giving them up front, and how does the money exchange work? Like, do they front you half, or how does that work?
Whatever they want, you give it to them. They give you cash money. You walk out with a knot. They don't write checks. They don't write checks. Most of the stuff, because a lot of the records, some of these records, they're not going through the tax man on the show. A lot of this shit is under the table. A lot of this shit is under the table. So when it comes time to buy it, they buy cash, and only person who ever gave me a check was Cletus. Cletus would give me checks from time to time. He had a legitimate store. Okay. But for the most part, man, shit. It wouldn't be shit. It wouldn't be shit. Pick up $7-8 grand a week doing that shit.
Ooh.
I'd make some time before the club opened. I wouldn't want to go to the club. Fuck the club.
I already made my knot.
I made me a knot for the weekend. No bullshit. That was no bullshit. It was like
crazy.
that.
That's dope, man. And how many like records would you sell in one given time to Compton swap meet?
Well, you got to understand, when I was doing my underground mixes, sometimes I'd have 3 or 4 at one time. I had a catalog of old school I had a catalog of Z-Rocks, and then I had to compete with myself and had cut ups and mixed tricks and house parties. So I may have 3 or 4 numbers of one particular label. So some guys, Steve Yano would tell you, man, give me 100 of these, or 300 of these, and 400 of these, and that's just for him. That's just for him. Cletus saying, I need 500 of these, 1,000 of these. I'd have to make it. Sometimes I have to make 2 trips to the pressing plant, dude. I had a Chevy van, and that van literally would be lowered to the ground with records, because records are heavy as hell.
Yeah, and crates and shit.
No, not crates. We the cardboard boxes.
Oh, okay. Damn.
When they come to you, from the pressing plant, they're in cardboard boxes, and I think a box of records probably weigh about 20 pounds.
Okay. Yeah.
50 records weigh about 20 pounds. Okay. So you figure you got I don't know, 1,000 records, 50 boxes times 20. That's a ton of records.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's crazy.
But it was a good time, though, boy.
Man, I bet, dude. I bet, especially in your 20s.
Huh?
Especially in your 20s, man.
Oh, dude, it was a great time, dude. It was a great time. Money flowed like water.
Man. Whew.
Money flowed like water.
You probably blew so much money as a 22-year-old.
I even tell you what I blew it up on, though. That's another show. Trust me, every dumb shit y'all did, I did it too. I just learned. I learned that it was more important to do other shit.
Yeah.
I had bad habits. I had stupid spending habits. I wasn't as bad as these guys are right now. I bought cars cash, bought house cash, and I did dumb shit. I'm not gonna tell you. Somebody tell you, Lonzo, he was an angel. Nope. I did some dumb shit like everybody else did. I caught me a case or 2, but I learned real quick this bail and lawyer shit is some bullshit. Lawyers and bail money and going to court is bullshit.
Yep.
I started doing that shit real quick. Oh hell no, this ain't for me. This is not. How much you want per hour? I had a lawyer charge me $2,000. We never went to court. Ooh. I beat the case. Never went to court. I gave him $2,000 on Monday. It was a DA reject on Thursday.
Damn, dude. Woo.
DA reject which means he just got an easy $2,000.
Man.
Okay, and I bailed out. Bail was $1,500. Huh? And I bailed out. So that's just $3,500. I just pissed off.
Yeah,
No,
man.
that was and remember this, fellas. That was in the 80s. We're not talking about today's shit. We ain't talking about today's $500 an hour lawyers. We ain't talking about today's minimum bail is like $25,000 on any goddamn thing. Okay?
Yeah.
We talking about when warrants. When I'm talking about doing happened back then. If you had a warrant, a traffic warrant, it was $161. That was it. Whole warrant. And if you dodged the police for a year, they erased the motherfucker.
That's right. That's right.
You could dodge the police for a year in the 70s and 80s, they erased the warrant completely.
Listen to what he's saying.
Warrants are international. What?
No, I'm telling everybody, listen to what you're saying, man. Being a knucklehead can be very, very expensive.
Being a knucklehead, what you say, being a knucklehead is expensive?
Yeah.
Being a knucklehead is very expensive. I was a knucklehead, but see, unlike most knuckleheads, I had 2 old dudes on my ass. 2 of them. My dad and his partner, the club owner. They didn't give a damn how much money I made, what kind of cars I had, who I was screwing. Negro, act the fool you want to, you'll lose all this shit. I'll take it from you. And that what kept me in line. I think that's what one of the things that's not we don't have anymore. We don't have the old dogs that can put a chain on a label. Hey man, your labels got too many problems. All they care about is the money. Okay? Your label is causing too much negativity. Negativity nowadays sells more records than anything else. So nobody really cares.
Yeah.
The artist went to jail back in the day. It was almost ending his career. Nowadays, you get a reality show.
For real.
Come out of jail, get a reality show. At least a season. See if you got something to talk about, huh?
Yeah, I'm facts. That's facts.
That's real talk. So when you see the elements, I mean, even when I was with CBS, man, Larkin would check us, man. He check us like a celebrity. We say something stupid. He look at me like I remember one time on one of my records, Wrecking Crew Blues. One of my lines is, I went to the restroom to relieve myself, and I went to wipe up. There was no toilet, no paper on the shelf. He looked at me like I was out of my goddamn mind. Why would you say some shit like that? I mean, no shit.
Damn.
He looked at me like, what? What did you just say? Why did you say that? I thought it was funny. Okay? He thought it was disgusting. Okay? But it was already on the album, so we left it on there. He said, I don't need no more lyrics like that, man. He looked me dead in the face. I don't need no more lyrics like that. All right, Mr. Larkin. Wow. That's all you say. You ain't swell up. Because I was taught a different way. I was taught a different kind of respect for your grown folks. And that's what I think is hip-hop is missing. Everybody is so focused on getting money. Whatever gets you paid, that's all they care about. Yeah. Whatever gets you paid. If shooting somebody gets you paid, go for it. Getting shot get you paid, go for it.
Dying.
Get a case, get you paid, go for it.
Yeah.
Dying gets someone else paid. So
if your ass getting killed, get somebody paid. Man. The people that make the money don't care about the artists. Artists have never had great relationships with most labels, but this nowadays it's almost for lack of a better word, damn near detrimental, because the labels don't care about you at all, because they got you sold up so tight. If whatever you do, shit, I'm gonna make money no matter what.
Yeah, man. Cool game, man. Well, let's wrap it up. What you got coming up on Thursday? Anything?
Man, it's time for us to go.
Yeah, that was quick.
Yes, it did go by, folks. Go by quick, folks. Hey, once again, y'all, much love, Dusty Vision.
Always a pleasure.
Thank y'all for tuning in again. I see we got about 39 folks, 39 comments in the chat room. 17 folks watching us. Love, I appreciate all that, folks. Thank you. Hopefully, I drop some game on somebody again today, folks. And like I say all the time, y'all, from the West Coast to the East Coast and everything in between, folks. You're live with Lonzo, the Godfather of West Coast hip hop. From concerts in the park to Eve after dark. Still doing it, baby. Much love. Peace.
Peace.